We'll be back in just a moment in the adventures of Guy Noir Carvadale. So my sister was in New York City, and she told me to meet her at this place on West 51st called Annie's. So I walked in there, and I sat down at the bar, and there was this trio playing in the back. They were playing something, I couldn't tell what it was. It was in 5/4, one of those weird jazz signatures. Bass player wore dark glasses, and the drummer had some kind of neurological disorder. And the pianist kept playing those choppy little chords that jazz pianists have been playing now for 50 years. And suddenly I remembered how much I dislike jazz, which you're not supposed to say, and especially not in New York City, but it's true. I never liked it. Yeah, what?
What can I get for you?
Oh, I've been waiting for my sister to come here.
What can I get you while you wait?
Well, let me just wait till she gets here.
Can't do that.
No?
No. There's a 2-drink minimum, $35. What can I get?
She'll be here in just a minute. She's...
Okay. I'll be back in a minute.
No. The bass player looked troubled and misunderstood, which was how you could tell he was a bass player, even if you saw him on the subway. The drummer was in his own world, and it was not necessarily in this building or even in this city. I got the feeling they had never played together before, and that they were not playing together now, and somehow it just didn't matter. I tried to look interested in their music, and then I noticed that nobody else in the room was listening to them, so I didn't either. New York.
So what can I get you?
Well, I don't think we're actually going to stay.
You don't think so?
No, I think as soon as my sister comes, we're going to go.
Yeah, you're sitting at the bar right now, right?
Right, yes, right.
So the 2-drink minimum applies. You know what I'm saying there.
Right, but what,
there isn't a 2-week waiting period.
No, I realize that. But,
so what can I get you?
I don't know. How about a ginger ale?
You want a $35 ginger ale?
Well, now really, I'm just waiting for my sister. How about supper? Could I see a menu?
It's a tapas menu.
It's a what?
Tapas.
Oh, tapas.
Español.
Tapas.
Tapas.
Thought I heard something else. Could I see the menu then?
Okay. Menu coming up.
And then came the drum solo, which went on and on. You sort of expect it to be rhythmic, for some reason, but it isn't necessarily. It's sort of like he lost himself. It sounds like a rat trying to get out of a coffee can, trying to pull things together without being too obvious about it.
Okay, here's a menu.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
You still want a ginger ale?
Yeah, well, let me decide whether I'm eating or not, and then, I'll tell you.
Okay, but there is a $35
right.
drink.
Yeah, you told me that.
I know, but I'm not sure you heard.
Right. Speaking of that, is there a place I can go here where I can't hear the music?
Yeah, on the curb.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Jazz, it just goes on, and it wanders around for a while, and everything ends on a minor seventh, which is sort of like ending a paragraph with a comma. Musicians never smile at the audience. Somewhere I read that 80% of all jazz musicians have seen UFOs, and listening to the music, you can sort of deduce that. No matter what they play, it always seems to wind up as don't get around much anymore.
Okay, how are we doing here?
Oh, we're fine. So
is
tapas all that you serve? This
right.
Is tapas.
Yeah, it's a tapas bar.
No super salad?
Only when you order the tapas platter.
Okay.
It's just tapas here.
I know.
All.
Yeah. Well, let me see what my sister is up for. I'll call her on her cell phone right now. And
can I bring you something to drink?
Well, let me just see what she would like.
Okay, but there is a 2-drink, $35.
Yes, right. I'm aware of that, right.
So that's $35.
Right, I know.
I mean, you can pay me now, and then let me know when you want your drinks.
Yeah, well, let me get my sister on the line first here, okay?
When she comes, that'll be another $35.
Right.
Want me to put that on one bill?
If she comes, yeah. I'll find out in a minute here, okay?
Okay. Back in a minute.
Right. And now we were into the bass solo. He made all these grimaces as if his kidneys were being transplanted as he played. And then he played this run that didn't seem to be melodic or have anything to do with the tune. Whatever it might have been, we had forgotten. And the piano player sat there sort of anesthetized, and the drummer was on automatic pilot. And all the drinkers at the bar were kind of settling in for a long night and asking for doubles. And right then my sister called me on the phone. Yes. Yeah.
Carson?
Oh, yeah.
Well, where are you?
What do you mean? I'm here.
I'm standing here outside the theater, and you're supposed to be here half an hour ago.
You told me Annie's.
Well, what do you mean?
I'm here at Annie's. I'm waiting for you. 51st Street.
Well, who is that?
It's a club on 50. It's Annie's.
No, I meant the musical Annie.
The musical?
Yes. What do you think I meant?
Okay, here's your bill. Will that be cash or credit card?
You know, I'm on my way.
It's a $35 minimum.
I've got to get over to the theater right now.
Mister, you've been sitting here for 15 minutes.
You know, I ought to make you pay me.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I hate jazz. I never cared for jazz.
I don't think I heard you right, mister.
I don't care for jazz. That's all. So, I ran onto the street. I ran down the street. I wasn't that worried because, you know, jazz guys are just much too cool to ever run after anybody. They might sort of walk to the door and look after you. I mean, you could just walk away from jazz players. They'd pretend not to notice. That's the story.